Hey guys, this is Clinton Chef and today we're checking out the chalk white colorway of the Ultra 4D. Now I've already checked out the first Ultra 4D and the Parlay Ultra 4D, but what's special about this one is that it's the first time that we're seeing a 4D midsole in this light chalk white color. I feel like this is going to be really hard to keep clean, but I just couldn't resist copying a pair. Let's check them out. Alright, so I've already reviewed the Ultra 4D as a new silhouette in my review of the OG colorway, so you can check out that video in case you want to know more about it. But basically what we have over here is the Ultraboost upper on top and a 4D midsole below. Yep, that's pretty much what this shoe is. The Ultraboost silhouette is pretty iconic, so much so that Adidas is continuing to push out both new and retro colorways of the shoe under the Adidas Ultraboost DNA branding, while evolving the performance aspects of the shoe with the Ultraboost 19, 20 and the upcoming Ultraboost 21, which are all tuned more for running and performance. But while we see Adidas take the Ultraboost silhouette forward, we've also seen a lot of Adidas Boost shoes in the last couple of years. But last year in 2020, the three stripes focused on introducing more 4D silhouettes as well, including this interesting new take on the Ultraboost called the Ultra 4D. The chalk white Ultra 4D dropped late last year in December and retails at about $220 in the US, so it's a lot more pricey than the $180 regular Ultraboost, just like most 4D shoes. Alright, starting from the box, it's the usual same regular Adidas black 4D box, which I gotta admit, I'm kind of bored at this point. I still feel like for this particular series, they could have done something a little bit more cooler. Like maybe they could have styled the box half 4D black box style, and the other half more OG Ultraboost style with the yellow stripes. But nope, we just have this boring black box again. Coming to the shoe itself and starting with the upper, you can see that the knit pattern is pretty much identical to the knit used in the Ultraboost 1.0. The upper is a one-piece booty construction that is made out of the same familiar 1.0 prime knit weave, which is constructed entirely out of this chalk white color with this cool arrow-shaped design pattern on the toe box area. The chalk white color used here is somewhere between the core white color, which is super white, and the cream white color used on the Ultraboost earlier. The prime knit material used here seems to be exactly the same as on the more recent Ultraboost, with that same amount of softness and stretchiness to the fabric. Moving up, surrounding both sides of the midfoot area, is this chalk white TPU midfoot cage, which holds your foot into place but also cleverly has the Adidas 3 stripes in this shiny finish on both the medial and lateral sides of the shoe. Overlaid on top of the tongue and weaving through the midfoot cage are these flat chalk white laces, and towards the top you'll see the one-piece tongue that is constructed out of a thicker mesh material with this Adidas performance branding at the top on this 3M reflective panel. Coming to the inside of the shoe, there's a white sock liner which is nicely padded around the collar area, making this your usual super comfortable Ultraboost upper. And then there's a black insole with the Ultra 4D branding and uppercase white text, just like we've seen before. Moving towards the back heel area, you'll see this chalk white colored TPU heel cup. And then on the lateral side only, you'll see the Ultra 4D branding embossed in the same chalk white color. This is definitely one of the more defining elements of the Ultraboost upper. And the design of the heel cup here seems to have more sharper edges versus the Boost design. Rounding off the upper at the back, you'll see more of that chalk white mesh material, which also kind of acts like a heel pull tab. And then moving on to the main attraction of the shoe, that entire upper sits on this chalk white 4D midsole. Now we've seen 4D midsoles for a while now, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. I have a separate video that I can link to in the description below in case you want to find out more about Adidas 4D midsoles. But just to give you the gist of it, this midsole is 3D printed from a liquid polymer that uses oxygen, lasers, light and heat to harden it up before it's pulled out of a liquid vat. Yeah, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. The result is this cool lattice structure that you see, making it probably the most unique midsole out there. It's a pretty cool concept and it definitely looks really unique. And the 4D structure here seems to be the same as on the recent Adidas 4D Run 1.0 shoe. I gotta admit, I love how Adidas is trying out more colors on the 4D midsoles. The full black on the first Ultra 4D looked so much better than the usual light green tint that you see on most of the other 4D Adidas shoes. And now we have this chalk white color 4D midsole, which looks even more unique. That being said, as expected, these do get dirty pretty fast. It depends on where you wear these to, of course, but you should expect to clean these out more frequently than the light green or the black versions. I wonder if this is why we haven't seen a proper white color of the 4D midsole yet. Like maybe they just got too dirty too quickly. One more major difference between these versus the Boost version is also the weight because of that heavy 4D midsole. And then moving downwards, you have this opaque black stretch web rubber outsole that we've seen on earlier 4D shoes. Admittedly, really weird that they didn't use Continental rubber here, or at least there's no Continental rubber branding anywhere. But yeah, that's about it for design. Coming to sizing and fit, I feel like these fit just like any other pair of Ultraboosts. The prime knit pattern and the materials here seem to be a bit similar to the materials used in the Ultraboost 1.0, which had a more rigid knit, so it was a bit more snug. But that being said, if you have regular narrow feet, I would go true to size here. But if you have wide feet like I do, I definitely advise going up half a size or up even a full size. Like for example, I wear UK 11 Ultraboost 3.0 and 4.0, but I went up to a UK 11.5 here just because I didn't want too snug a fit. In case you're worried about how they fit, you can head on over to an Adidas store to try on the new Ultraboost 20, which is a similar kind of fit to these, or you can try on a pair of Ultraboost DNA shoes just to get an idea of how these fit. In terms of comfort, if you tried a shoe with 4D before, you'll know how it's a much firmer ride than the bouncy plush feeling of Adidas Boost or Nike's React foam cushioning. The 4D midsole has a much more solid feel by comparison. It's not as reactive or responsive as Boost, but at the same time they're more softer than the flat ride on a Converse Chuck Taylor or Air Jordan 1s for that matter. Also, for what it's worth, these seem to be one of the most softer 4D midsoles so far. So it looks like Adidas is actually changing up the liquid polymer material depending on the shoe. The 4D midsole here is definitely more softer than on the Alpha Edge or the ZX 1000. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a firm ride, but it's definitely more flexible with slightly softer cushioning and even a little bit more springy than before, which coupled with the upper means that this is a pretty comfortable shoe. Just not as comfortable as the Ultraboost, of course. Alright guys, with all that out of the way, let's take a look at the chalk white Adidas Ultra 4D on feet. Honestly, next to the OG Ultra 4D and the Parley Ultra 4D, I think these might be the best looking shoes that Adidas has dropped in a while. I love how it's kind of paying homage to the triple white Ultraboosts, which were an iconic colorway back in the day. I mean, I don't think we'll see Kanye wearing these anytime soon, but I still think it's a great colorway. With the chalk white upper and that chalk white 4D midsole, they really have a clean look to them. Alright guys, so that's what I think about the chalk white Adidas Ultra 4D. These have been sitting on shelves at Adidas here in Malaysia, but they sold out in most parts of the world. But again, if you're buying an Ultra 4D, you're really just buying them for swag value, because comfort wise, you're still better off with any of the Ultraboosts instead. Alright guys, so you've heard what I think, but I'd love to know what you think about the Ultra 4D. Do you think the Ultra 4D is ever going to be as hyped up as the Ultraboost back in the day? And what other colorways do you want to see Adidas push out? Let me know right in the comment section below. Of course, if you want to see more photos of the chalk white Adidas Ultra 4D, you can check them out on my Instagram and maybe give me a follow at ClintonJeff. And hey, if you thought this video was helpful and you want to support the channel, don't forget to hit the like button right below and maybe subscribe because that would be definitely appreciated. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.